to the White House after cutting a deal with them just last week. What now is this dinner about, and what Republican leaders are saying tonight? And the new controversy involving the Treasury Secretary and his wife, who posted that image listing her designer clothes. Did they request a government plane for their honeymoon overseas?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. And we begin with that horrific headline that emerged today, several days now after Hurricane Irma hit Florida. 8 residents of a Florida nursing home have died. The center evacuated this morning after an emergency call. 3 people had been found dead inside. The home using generators, no air conditioning in that sweltering heat. Everyone else then taken to the hospital today, which was right across the street. Several others passing away there, their ages ranging from 71 to 99. Of course, the question tonight, how did this happen? And here's ABC's chief national correspondent, Tom Yamas, on the scene in Florida tonight.
From the air, a cruel scene. Senior citizens still in their beds, rushed to safety. Doctors and nurses surrounding them. A life and death situation at this nursing home, the rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills. The first sign of trouble came early this morning, an emergency call about a heart attack. But it soon became clear it was much more serious.
The facility called and said that incidents were occurring. Something's going on in the center, unknown how many patients or their injuries.
What came next? An all-out evacuation.
The scene was chaotic when I arrived. We had at least 115 patients that we were trying to evacuate and bring them to safety.
The scope of this tragedy, heartbreaking. 8 people dead, 3 at the nursing home and 5 more later at the hospital. The precise cause to be determined. Several others in the ER tonight suffering from dehydration, respiratory conditions, and heat exhaustion. The nursing home was running on generators since Hurricane Irma hit. The lights on, but no air conditioning.
This is the nursing home right here, and there's a large police presence right now. You can see they've set up a command center over there. And one of the first things we noticed when we got here is the heat. It's 90 degrees, but on our weather apps, the feels like is 102 degrees.
Ellie Pina came to visit her 96-year-old mother here shortly after the hurricane struck.
You went inside. How hot did it feel inside?
It felt like 110, 115 degrees in there.
Could you see the suffering?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
She says she called the power company several times and was told they would take care of it. What's also troubling? The nursing home is just yards away from one of the biggest hospitals in the area.
We're conducting a criminal investigation, not ruling anything out at this time.
Police also looking into whether some of the windows here would not open. Florida's governor says the health department had been in contact with the nursing home over the past 3 days and told them to call 911 if they had any reason to believe the patients were at risk. And still unclear tonight, when did the first deaths occur?
Chief, how did this happen? Why weren't the patients transferred?
Well, you know, it's a sad state of affairs. You know, we depend on those people and those facilities to care for our most vulnerable elderly population.
And tonight, other nursing homes in South Florida now evacuating after the governor ordered first responders to check everyone in the area.
This is just so disturbing. Tom Yamas joined us tonight from Hollywood, Florida. And Tom, what are we hearing from managers of the nursing home, especially with the news you just reported there? That hospital was right across the street the entire time.
Well, David, the nursing home tells us tonight that they are going to cooperate fully with investigators. But tonight we have looked into the record of this nursing home. They've been cited 11 times by health inspectors in the last 3 years. And David, tonight there are still a lot of questions.
We're thinking about all of those families affected tonight. Tom, thank you. In the meantime, we turn to the other major news this evening, a deadly shooting at a high school near Spokane, Washington. The school and that area put on lockdown. Students huddling in classrooms when the shots rang out. Parents were forced to park down the road from the school, having to run up to a mile just to find out if their children were safe. Tonight, we've learned the shooter is in custody, and there may have been a warning. Here's ABC's Clayton Sandell.
An active shooter call came in at 10 a.m., sending officers racing to this high school.
We have one hit in the back, one in the arm.
Going room to room, finding multiple students shot.
We have one more victim in the classroom upstairs.
Fourth victim in an upstairs classroom.
The shooter, a male student at Fremont High near Spokane, came armed with multiple guns. One student tried to stop him.
He attempted to fire one weapon, it jammed. He went to his next weapon. A student walked up to him, engaged him, and that student was shot. That student did not survive.
3 other students were then shot and wounded. Kids and teachers huddled in lockdown classrooms while parents rushed to school in an agonizing wait for news. The shooter is now in custody.
I'm with the suspect in the vehicle. He again telling me that he is the only shooter.
Student Michael Harper says the suspect recently warned others that something bad was coming.
He was handing out notes to his friends, and it said that he was going to do something stupid to where either might get him killed or in jail. And when I talked to him about it, he said that it was just in case if something stupid happened.
He says that information was passed on to school officials. Tonight, police could not confirm that.
I don't think anybody can make any sense out of this.
Tonight, hospital officials say the 3 other teens who were wounded are in stable condition and expected to recover.
And Clayton Sandell joined us tonight. Clayton, you're hearing the school held a security drill there just yesterday?
That's right, David. Like all schools these days, this school did practice lockdown drills. The last one was just yesterday. We're also hearing from students who thought today was another drill, but of course, turned out to be the real thing. David.
Clayton Sandell on this school shooting. Clayton, thank you. We turn now to the major accident at a U.S. military base. It happened at Camp Pendleton, California. 15 Marines taken to hospitals after an amphibious assault vehicle caught fire. Here's ABC's David Curley tonight.
It was fire in an assault vehicle like this during a training mission that injured the 15 Marines. While it is amphibious, the vehicle was on land when that fire started. The Marines were medevaced to hospitals. Some are said to have serious burns, but there are no fatalities. Recently, Marines were using the AAV-7 to rescue victims of the flooding from Hurricane Harvey in Houston. This incident comes in a year with several deadly military accidents. 15 Marines and a sailor died when a KC-130 crashed. 3 Marines claimed in the crash of an Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft, and those 2 Navy ships colliding with cargo ships, leaving a total of 17 sailors dead. Training can often be as deadly as war. Just last night in Fort Hood, Texas, a soldier was killed during a training mission involving a helicopter and a medical hoist evacuation. David?
David Curley in Washington. Thank you, David. Tonight, President Trump inviting Senator Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi to the White House, 2 Democratic leaders, of course. It comes after he brokered a deal with them just last week. ABC's Mary Bruce tonight on a White House now insisting President Trump is a Republican.
Meeting with members of both parties at the White House today, the Republican president sounded a lot like a Democrat, saying the wealthy may have to pay higher taxes.
If they have to go higher, they'll go higher, frankly.
With his own party struggling to deliver on his agenda, the president has been wooing the other side. In the Oval Office last week, he struck that government funding deal with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Tonight, they're back for an intimate dinner with the president. He calls them Chuck and Nancy now. A friendlier tone that's raising questions about where he really stands. The president has called Chuck Schumer a clown, Pelosi a loser, but now he seems to recognize that he needs them. How does that work? What changed?
I think it's less about him needing them, but as more about the president wanting to work with them and wanting to help move this country forward.
Does he view Schumer and Pelosi as equal allies on the Hill?
Look, the president is a Republican.
Still, it's clear the White House is enjoying this moment.
This president's done more for bipartisanship in the last 8 days than Obama did in 8 years.
So let's get to Mary Bruce live from the White House tonight. And Mary, we all remember it was just recently, last week, in fact, the president, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, all seeing eye to eye. That was last week in the Oval Office. What are Republican leaders saying about this dinner tonight?
David, many Republicans I've talked with were shocked and frustrated by the president's deal with Schumer and Pelosi. But publicly, Republican leaders are putting on a positive spin. Asked today if he's afraid the president will go over his head and work with Democrats, House Speaker Paul Ryan responded with just one word: nope. David?
Mary Bruce live at the White House tonight. Mary, thank you. We turn next, meantime, to a new controversy for President Trump's Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin. You might remember the last controversy sparked by this photo his wife posted on Instagram, showing the couple stepping off a government plane in which she tagged all of her high-end designer labels she was wearing in the photo. Well, tonight there are reports the Treasury Secretary asked to take a government plane on his overseas honeymoon. Here's ABC's chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross.
Newly married this past summer, multi-millionaire Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin formally requested that he and his new wife Louise, regularly seen in designer clothes with purses at $10,000 plus, be allowed to travel in style in a government jet on their honeymoon to Europe. At an estimated price of $25,000 an hour, it would have cost taxpayers several $100,000.
They can't be expecting taxpayers to foot the bill for a Hollywood lifestyle.
And after Treasury officials say they raised the issue of how it would look for a man worth at least $300 million to travel at taxpayers' expense on a personal trip, Mnuchin found another way to get to Europe on his own dime. In response to an ABC News question about the honeymoon trip, a Treasury spokesperson said the secretary needs access to secure communications, but the secretary's office determined it was unnecessary to use military aircraft when alternatives were found.
You don't need a giant rule book of government requirements. You can just say to yourself, this is common sense, it's wrong.
But it was just a few weeks after the honeymoon that Mnuchin and his wife did fly on a government jet to Kentucky on an official trip where, among other events, they viewed the solar eclipse. She famously posted this photo, adding hashtags for items in her expensive outfit, and this response to critics. Do you think the U.S. government paid for our honeymoon or personal travel? LOL. Have you given more to the economy than me and my husband? Mnuchin's wife, Louise, is an actress, appearing in this episode of the CBS show CSI dressed as Marie Antoinette, the French royal, best known for saying of starving peasants, let them eat cake.
And Brian Ross with us live tonight from Washington. Brian, I want to go back to what you just reported on those social media comments. Did Louise Linton actually say, do you think the U.S. government paid for our honeymoon or personal travel, LOL?
Yes, David, she did, and then she later apologized for her comments, and now the Inspector General is taking a look at the circumstances surrounding all of the Secretary's travel on government aircraft.
Our
David?
Chief Investigative Correspondent Brian Ross tonight. Brian, thank you. We turn next here this evening to a troubling incident in New Hampshire. The family of an 8-year-old boy who was biracial, saying he was taunted by a group of teenagers who then swung him by a rope that was around his neck. He was airlifted to a hospital to be treated for his injuries. And ABC's Steve Osensami tonight. We warn you, this is a difficult story.
The boy's mother tonight is furious that this ever happened to her son and that New Hampshire police, she says, didn't at first take this seriously.
The fact that my son was biracial and these boys were of white descent.
Police say that all the older children allegedly responsible for the wounds to this 8-year-old boy are under 14. And because they're minors, authorities aren't sharing their names. Cassandra Merlin says her son, who's biracial, was over a friend's house down the street on August 28th when 3 older boys started teasing him and calling him racial slurs. She says her son was set up, convinced by the older boys to wrap the ropes from a tire swing around his neck. That's when she says one of the boys pushed him off a picnic table.
They continued even after the fact to make comments about white pride, even after the fact that they had hung my son.
His 11-year-old sister was there watching and screaming. His family says he swung back and forth 3 times before he was able to remove the rope from his neck. People in the town of Claremont rallied to support the boy. The mother says police are trying to reach her tonight to discuss possible juvenile charges. She says when they interviewed her son, they did so in front of the other kids. David?
Steve Osensami with us tonight. Steve, thank you. We turn next here to Hillary Clinton, breaking her silence on some of the key moments that played out in the presidential campaign. Her new book out called What Happened. Clinton acknowledging her own mistakes, but also saying today that she would have won had it not been for James Comey intervening in those final days to say he was looking into newly discovered emails, only later to say there was nothing there. She's also talking about that third debate when millions watched as then candidate Donald Trump seemed to follow her around on stage, something she says she tried to prepare for during debate prep.
We practiced, the young man who played Trump practiced stalking me.
Really?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Stalking me and saying really nasty things to me because I wanted to keep my composure. Then, though, when I was actually on stage, it felt so different.
Yeah.
And that's when I was thinking, like, okay, what do I do?
But we got you something that you can just wear this from now on.
Clinton also revealing she did not prepare a concession speech and that she felt enormous responsibility before delivering it, saying it was only when she left with her husband, the former president, in that car, watching supporters on the street, that she then had no words. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Wednesday. The chemical plant fire in this country, the massive blaze erupting, a huge plume of smoke. Authorities on the scene investigating. Also, the new and important medical headline tonight involving the flu vaccine, pregnancy, and possible miscarriages, what you need to know. And the major security breach at Prince George's school less than a week after he began classes. Someone trying to break into the school. We'll be right back.
Just how far does WeatherTech go to protect your vehicle? Come on in. WeatherTech, made right in America.
At Fidelity, trades are now just $4.95. We cut the price of trades to give investors even more value. And at $4.95, you can trade with a clear advantage. Fidelity, where smarter investors will always be.
The day after chemo might mean a trip back to the doctor's office, just for a shot. But why go back there when you can stay home with Neulasta Onpro?
Strong chemo can put you at risk of serious infection, which could lead to hospitalizations. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Applied the day of chemo, Neulasta Onpro is designed to deliver Neulasta the next day, so you can stay home. Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to Neulasta or Neupogen, filgrastim. Ruptured spleen, sometimes fatal as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, or allergic reactions to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
So why go back there? If you'd rather be home, ask your doctor about Neulasta Onpro.
Get the timeless look of hardwood for your home with flooring deals from Lumber Liquidators. This week at Woodlook, waterproof and water-resistant floors up to 47% off. Pre-finished hardwood from just $1.99. More from 39 cents and special financing. Hurry, get to Lumber Liquidators today.
Next tonight, some tense moments at the London school where Prince George just began school. A woman is now in custody, and ABC's chief foreign correspondent Terry Moran is in London.
It was such a heartwarming image just 6 days ago. Prince William and 4-year-old Prince George on the first day of school meeting the headmistress. And the principal at Thomas's Battersea School so proud of his new royal charge.
Our aim for him, as well as for all of our pupils, is to provide a safe and secure and a happy environment where he feels supported by a kind and a loving community.
But now the arrest today of a woman in her 40s who gained unlawful access to the school on Tuesday afternoon, raising sharp questions. Prince George was apparently not present when the incident occurred. He goes only in the mornings. Police not releasing the intruder's name, but they're saying the school's security procedures are under review. Days before the school opened, this video posted to Facebook by a local resident showing how she could just walk into the school at night, the doors wide open. The woman intruder remains in custody, her motive unclear, and Prince George, he's expected to return here to school in the morning. David?
Terry Moran tonight. Terry, thank you. When we come back, the American city celebrating tonight, celebrating the number 21. Also ahead here, the massive chemical plant fire. The blaze erupting, a huge plume of smoke. Authorities are on the scene tonight. And the important headline involving the flu vaccine, pregnancies, and possible miscarriage. We'll be right back.
It's happening. In just days, Publishers Clearinghouse will be ready to award the $1,000 a day for life prize. That's right. Now you can win $1,000 a day, every day, for life. Don't miss out on your last chance to win.
This is amazing.
Enter by mail or at pch.com before it's too late. Hurry, the big day is almost here. October 13th, you can win $1,000 a day for life. Don't miss out.
Need deep, long-lasting pain relief? Try Salonpas Deep Relieving Gel. 3 powerful medicines penetrate and treat pain for up to 8 hours. Need faster relief? Try Salonpas Jet Spray. Works on contact, freezing pain fast. Salonpas.
It's Mattress Firm's semi-annual sale, meaning your favorite mattresses are on sale. On top of that, get an additional 10% off, like a Beauty Rest Firm Queen mattress for $454.99. Plus, get an additional 10% off, only at Mattress Firm.
Big news from Advil. Advil Liquid Gel is Minis, our first concentrated pill that rushes powerful relief. A small new size that's fast because it's liquid. You'll ask, what pain? New Advil Liquid Gels Minis.
Taking the ancestry DNA test is really quite simple. It comes in the mail, you pull out the tube and you spit in it, which is something Southern girls are taught you're not supposed to do. You seal it and you send it back, and then you wait for your results. It's that simple.
With my moderate to severe Crohn's disease, I kept looking for ways to manage my symptoms. I thought I was doing okay. Then it hit me. Managing was all I was doing. When I told my doctor, I learned Humira is for people who still have symptoms of moderate to severe Crohn's disease, even after trying other medications. In clinical studies, the majority of people on Humira saw significant symptom relief, and many achieved remission.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Just managing your symptoms? Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
Con artists. They'll try anything to get your Medicare card number.
So they can steal your identity.
Commit Medicare fraud. What can you do? Guard your card.
Guard your card. Just like your credit card.
Nobody gets my number, unless I know they should have it.
To protect your identity, new Medicare cards without Social Security numbers will be mailed next year.
Visit Medicare.gov/fraud. Stay sharp, people.
To the index in a massive warehouse fire at a chemical plant in Missouri. Firefighters responding to the blaze in Lee's Summit, erupting in a warehouse where cleaning supplies are made. A thick plume of smoke right there over the scene. No serious injuries reported. They are on the scene investigating tonight. The new health headline about flu shots and pregnancy. A relatively small but new study suggests women who had miscarriages may be more likely to have had flu shots 2 years in a row. But tonight, health officials do say that getting the flu is still a much greater risk to the mother and her unborn child. And Cleveland rocks the record books tonight.
Swings at the first pitch and a line drive to left field.
A diving catch there to close out the Cleveland Indians' 5-3 victory over the Detroit Tigers today in front of a hometown crowd. The Tribe's 21st straight victory that sets a new American League record. They are celebrating Cleveland tonight. When we come back here this evening, what so many of you did after the broadcast last night, you have to see this, the new number in.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, brought to you by Safe Light Auto Glass.
When you schedule with Safe Light Auto Glass, you get time for more life. This family wanted to keep the game going.
Hey, Mom, one more game?
With Safe Light, you get a text when we're on our way. You can see exactly when we'll arrive.
Sure. Bring it. Get him.